Hello and welcome. Till now guys, we see how to add buttons, text view, images, and as well as change some of the properties, but it does not give us some of the features that we want, okay? And it actually limited with Android Studio properties that we can change. So that's why in this video I'm gonna show you guys how to create your own style, okay, and how to apply it on certain view, okay. And as well in this video we are gonna not go to advanced because still we are limited to do stuff, okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try my best to give you as much as we can and take it step by step, okay. So that's why guys, let's go ahead and start making it. So first of all, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drag and drop a button, okay, inside my view, okay. So as you can see here we have our button. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change one of the property, okay, and it is the center. I'm gonna center it in parent, that's mean very vertically and horizontally, to make it visible for you clearly. So I'm gonna search for the center property. We have it right here. I'm gonna center it in parent, okay. Here we have it, okay. And what I'm gonna do guys, I'm gonna go inside my text tab, okay, and here we have our button, okay. We have some of the properties, width, height, so on and so forth, and I'm gonna add one other property, which is adding the shadow to our buttons, okay. Now of course for the new Android Studio versions and the apps or the applications that run on the API 21 and up, okay, if you remember when we created our project, you choose the API, okay, and we set it to be 19, and of course the applications that choose the API 21 and up, they have a really nice feature and they can specify the evaluation to the views, okay. They can specify the evaluation, okay, which is the shadow that will be applied for all the views except the button, okay. And they have a certain property they can add for the buttons, they are the shadow, but we in our case we do not have the API 21, okay, because we specify the API to be 19, the minimum SDK to be 19. So that's why there are another solution for it, but it's still limited. But what I'm gonna show you how to add it, okay. So first of all, just type the background property, okay, and specify it to be at Android, okay. This is an Android property that we are gonna add it, and specify it to be drawable, okay. Just make sure that you type it correctly, okay. Then add this / and what you need to type, just type hello, okay. And here once you type HO and let's add hello, as you can see we have two, the dialog underscore hello light frame, okay, which is what we wanted. And if you select it, as you can see we have added successfully shadow to our button. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna increase it a little bit for you to make it visible, and the height also, oops, not like this. So as you can see, if you zoom in guys, you will see that we have added shadow to our button, okay. But as you can see, what we did, actually we added this as a background. Now if we type background once again, okay, for example, to add a color, you cannot add it like this, okay. And this is the limited that I was talking about, okay. We added here, actually we added a shadow but without background that we wanted, okay. For example, add let's say a blue background, then add a shadow on the same button. This is actually, we cannot do it like this, okay. That's why we are gonna learn a new thing, okay. So I'm gonna leave it like this, okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this background or the shadow in general. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you later on in the futures lectures how to add shadow and how to customize the button, so on and so forth, with background colors, okay, but not now. Now let's go ahead and now you learned how to add the default shadow that's come with Android Studio. Now what we are gonna do, we are gonna do how to add, for example, the radius, okay, on custom style on the button. Now if you remember when we use the card view, it gives us the ability to add border. It has more features. Now in this video we are going to see how to apply this stuff on buttons. Now to do that, actually we need to create separate file, okay, that hold these styles, and then we are going to refer it to it in this button. And if we expand our app, then go to the res folder, then here inside our drawable, if you expand it, you will see just an images and these files that come from Android Studio. Now what you can do, you can just right click on it, okay, and go new, then choose drawable resource file, and I'm gonna name it custom underscore buttons, okay, and leave everything else like this, okay. I'm gonna click OK. Now actually what we did, guys, we have created separate file for our style. Now as you can see, we have all these stuff, selectors and so on and so forth. What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna remove the selector to be shape, okay. This is the shape tag that we are gonna mostly work with it, okay. So what we can do first, we can add a corners, that means radius, okay. So type corners and you find it right here. I'm gonna specify the Android radius property, okay. You can type it Android radius to be, let's say, 20 dB, okay. I'm gonna close this tag also, and what we can do also, we can add color using the salt property. I'm gonna type salt and we have it right here, then hit space, Android color, okay, Android color, and we need to give it a value which is the hex value for our color. Now if you can refer to any of the colors that we have in our colors file, or you can add the hex value for any color that you want. In my case, I'm going to refer for the colors that we have in our color file like this, at color, that means go to the color file, then by this / choose the name of the color that we want. In this case, I'm going to choose, for example, the green one, okay. And if you remember, we didn't change the values. To prove that for you, I'm going to open my colors file, and here we have this green, and the hex value set it to be for the red color as the icon here said. Now I'm going to click on this icon, choose the green, maybe this green, okay. I'm gonna change it as I want it. I'm gonna go back inside my buttons. As you can see, it's got been blue. So as you can see, here is the style that we are gonna add, okay. Going back to our XML file, our button, choosing your button, now specify the background property. You can either from here or you can from the design type, it's work as well. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, choosing your button, guys, and search for the property background, okay, and you should find it. Click on the 3 dots, here we have it, and go to the drawable tab, then the project, choose your custom button, click OK. Now as you can see, guys, we have added our button successfully. Of course, if we decrease the height, because I do not like it like this, I'm gonna make it 60 dB, much nicer. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also change the color of our text, okay, to be, let's say, white, okay. And of course I'm gonna add size to it to be, let's say, like this, and the text property should be, for example, get started, okay. Now guys, as you can see, we have designed our button successfully and it's look very nice. Now that's how you can add a custom style on our buttons. For example, you can add more properties, like for example the padding, okay. And here we have this properties. For example, let's try the padding, and it will ask you for all the sides from the bottom, let's say, to be 10 dB, okay, 10 dB. From the left as well to be 10 dB, from all sides. I'm gonna set it to be 10 dB. Now we should find the top 10 dB as well. Now I'm gonna close it. Going back, you will see a padding has been, we should see the padding, okay, in our button. Okay, I do not know why it's not apply, but we should see the padding being added right here. Now guys, you can see all this stuff that we can add. Okay, for example, the stroke. Okay, we can add a stroke, we can add size, corners, we see the previously. Okay, color, let's make it red if we have it, but we should see something. Okay, and as you can see guys, the width, let's make 3, okay, 3 dB, and make it maybe 5 dB. So as you can see guys, how it's look like on our XML file, we have added a stroke, okay, on the button itself. Now as you can see, it's really nice, okay, to use these styles instead of using the custom or the the default buttons that come with Android Studio. Now guys, I'd like to show you another thing, okay, in this video, which is how to use the gradient. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside my drawable file, right click, create a new file, drawable resource file. I'm gonna call it background custom, okay, underscore background. Okay, we are gonna see how to add our own gradient, okay, color. So I'm gonna change it once back to shape, okay, and here we have a tag called gradient. Okay, and the gradient tag actually take 3 properties. The first one is the angle, okay, and it should be like this. Okay, just type it to 225. Okay, and we can add 2 more properties. The first one is the start color. That means which color that you want to start with. In our case, let's make it red. Okay, and we need to specify also the end color. That means the color that will be ended with. For example, how about green? Let's see what we get. So as you can see, it's start from the green or the red as we specified it to all the way to green. Okay, of course you can add your own. Okay, now what we can do guys, we can go back inside our activity underscore main XML, selecting our relative layout and search for the property background. Okay, I'm gonna select it, click on the 3 dots, we have it. I'm gonna choose from here my custom background. I'm gonna hit OK, and as you can see, we have added successfully. Now as you can see guys, this gradient actually it can be applied for the buttons. For example, I'm gonna show you how to add it for buttons. I'm gonna drag and drop a button. Okay, I'm gonna center it. Okay, center it horizontally. Okay, and some margin from the top just to be very clear for you. Now what I'm gonna search for the property background, click on the 3 dots, here we have it. I'm gonna choose the same custom background file. I'm gonna hit OK. So as you can see now, it's got been gradient, if you can notice that. Okay, I'm gonna drag it here. We cannot. Okay, I'm gonna leave it, but just as you can see guys, we have added successfully. Now we can add the gradient on any view that we prefer, and we saw how to add buttons with the stroke, with padding, with radius, with a lot of stuff guys we have learned in this video. Now guys, my point here is just to give you how to add your own style on these buttons and views. Now for the images, actually it's not really easy to add, for example, a radius on an image, okay, or add a shadow. Now this will be possible once we come on a section that we are going to talk about the libraries, and I will show you how to add a circle or a radius to an image view. Now that was our lesson about the style that we can add our own style in Android. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are gonna add more and more in the next videos.